His name is Marlon Kameka. Welcome into the stage! We live in a broken and corrupt democracy. A king enforced on all of us but voted for by none of us. We pay £345 million a year for the monarchy, yet they have a personal wealth of £24 billion. That's estimated because, I don't know if you know this, but the Queen lobbied the government to make them implement laws which meant we can never find out their true wealth. The Queen and Prince Charles have secretly also changed over 1,000 laws to meet their approval. And as we all know, Charles paid zero inheritance tax on the Queen's personal wealth, which was approximately £641 million. Equality comes when we remove structures that hoard excessive amounts of wealth and power. As long as we have a monarchy, we will not have a fair and equal democracy. A leader of the opposition who is knighted by the Queen can never be a true fighter for the working classes and marginalised people of this country. Sir Keir Starmer showed his true colours earlier this year when he said he did not support the striking workers. He did, however, support putting injunctions on protesters like you and me. If he becomes the next Prime Minister, he will not make any radical changes to this oppressive system. Why? Because he is an integral part of this oppressive system. The 10 progressive pledges that he made in order to get elected, which actually would have helped the working class people and marginalised people of this country, have all been ditched. Further proof that we live in a broken and corrupt democracy. A new Prime Minister, again enforced on us, voted for by 0.17% of the population. Liz Truss previously worked for Shell. The same Shell who between April and June this year made profits of nearly £10 billion. Since the last general election, the Conservatives have taken more than £1.5 million in donations from oil and gas companies. These energy companies are forecast to make £170 billion in profit over the next 2 years. At the same time, energy bills have risen through the roof, and last year, 8,000 people died due to fuel poverty in the 5th richest country in the world. We have a broken and corrupt democracy. Liz Truss is clearly controlled by these people and the 48 UK billionaires who fund the Conservative Party. However, there is another group of people that Liz Truss and the Conservatives are scared of, who the monarchy is scared of, who the opposition is scared of. You, me, and us, the people, the real people who run this country. There are more of us than them. We must unify and continuously attack this oppressive and corrupt and murderous system. And there are many ways that you can do this. You probably do a lot of this already, but you know what? I want you to take out your pen, paper, your phone. I'm going to give you 5 ways that we can stop this oppression from carrying on. Yeah? Because me, I'm not just about making speeches. I'm about empowering people so they can make changes. So here's the 5 things that I think we can all do. Or at least one of them. 1, a general strike. That's right. We must support each and every strike and push for a nationwide general strike. If you can, donate to a strikers fund. Join them on the picket line. Don't allow the establishment to turn you against your fellow workers. A win for one worker is a win for all workers. Number two, this is quite something new that I learned of in last year. Mutual aid. Mutual aid is where we give what we can and people get what they need. Whether that's interjecting during a police stop and search, providing food for your local food hub, skill sharing with a neighbour, providing supplies and conversation to people who are homeless, or taking care of your community gardens. We must integrate and unify our communities that have been slowly decimated over the last 40 years. We can't wait for a saviour to emerge from Parliament, not when each and every one of us here today can be leaders. We are leaders. We have the capacity to lead our schools, our universities, our workplaces, our communities, our country. Number three, direct action. Petitions, marches and protests should still be used, but they are not as effective as they once were. We must face our oppressors head on and implement the use of direct action such as blockades, boycotts and sit-ins. 4, civil disobedience. Those of us with the privilege to do so must actively refuse to obey the draconian rules implemented by this Conservative government and the police. If they tell us we can't protest, we must protest. If they tell us to be quiet, we should make more noise. If they tell us we can't hold up blank pieces of paper, we must hold up blank pieces of paper. Even if that leads to our arrest. 5, last one, holding our vote hostage, particularly black and people from marginalised communities. Talking about the Labour Party here who take our vote for granted. Constantly challenge your elected councillors and MPs. If they're not implementing changes in your area that help the working class and marginalised communities, then hold your vote hostage. If they're not working for you, do not vote for them. And at the next election, vote independent or spoil your ballot. At a time where people in the 5th richest country in the world are choosing between heating and eating, and people don't have a roof over their heads, we should no longer hold hoarders of excessive wealth and power in high esteem. Nor should we be afraid of speaking truth to power. We must remember that those with power who don't use their power to empower others are not powerful, they are powerless. The real power lies with the people. You, me, and us. Thank you.
This is what things are about. Giving the stage to someone like this, powerful, articulate, sees the problems and gives solutions as well. So let's just big it up one more time for the main man, because that was a fantastic speech. I just want to remind you about covering the city. Just want to remind